days. We took a little break from FM. We are now back with Derby County. And we are, well, hopefully going to make some advancements today. We need some goals, is realistically what we need. We've scored twice in our first 4 games in the Premier League, which is not ideal. But we have got a win under our belts already. Some very, very tough upcoming games, though. I just tried to make myself a little more advertisable. If you are coming in, if you are joining. Hey, Whiteballer, good to see you, man. No, no problem. You do get caught in your own little games of it. How's your save been going? We are about to jump into a couple of very difficult games with Spurs and Liverpool as our first 2 games of today's stream. I think we're going to get 5 games in today, I believe, before the international break. So we have Spurs, Liverpool, we've got Watford in the Cup. Actually, 5. Watford in the Cup, West Brom, and we finish it off with the massive East Midlands derby at home against Nottingham Forest. So a big game to close out the stream today. So do stick around. Start a new one with Bristol City, but not going great. Bristol City are a strange team. But I think they're a strange team in real life as well. Because I always feel like they should do really well, and then they end up struggling. And they go through about 3 managers a year, so I guess try not to become part of that statistic is the plan. Let's not be part of that statistic. Let's do that. And now we are ready. We are ready to go. So right now, we're actually doing okay for injuries, which is rare. Apologies if you can hear stuff in the background. Just, I guess ignore. We're back. So this is the team we're lining up with. Declan Rudd keeps his place in goal because he's just been surprisingly really good. I don't know what's going on there. Hey Bryce, good to see you again, mate. How's it going? We've got Gonzalez making his first Premier League start. Mazouk comes back in since he missed the United game because he's on loan from them. We had to walk out against Tottenham Hotspur. Has been a little while. It's been a couple of days since I played this as well anyway, so getting back into it. Hey Folklore, good to see you, man. Doing good, thank you. Hopefully we'll be doing a little bit better after these couple of games, though I don't see how this is going to go well. Dele Alli, I think, was top scorer in the Premier League last season. And we lose Gonzalez immediately. 16 minutes into his first Premier League start, and he's off injured. What a start that is for Gonzalez. Oh no. Although, statistically, pretty good start. Malcolm and Leao on the wings for Tottenham. Alfredo Morelos up front, which is just wild. Burke and Knight better be careful because they're going to get punched. It's good to see that a lot of teams have actually got a lot of different players. And we're only 4 years into the save. And a lot of teams have changed up a lot of positions. I'm happy with that. We've played really well. That's a solid first half. I know there's no highlights, but against a team like Tottenham, that's a really solid first half. We're kind of matching up to them pretty well. I would imagine Tottenham are going to be firing at us a little bit more in the second half. So it has been a very slow game so far. We've played it at our own tempo. Spurs are getting some more possession, getting some more chances. Everton 4, Newcastle 3. What a game's going on at Goodison. Whereas here, there is very little happening. We're going to bring Sibley off because he's still not brilliantly fit yet, as we could concede yet another corner. It's Archie Brown off the goal line. No, it's not. Apparently, goal line technology's gone off, and Troy Parrott scores. Everyone's favourite man to hate in Football Manager, Troy Parrott. We could lose to Man United and Spurs 1-0 to an own goal and a goal that barely counted. And that is just horrible. It's not that we're losing badly, it's that we're just losing in such stupid ways. Skip has Parrott, and Troy Parrott's just going to go around everybody. Ndombele, Parrott again. He's just too good. Troy Parrott walks on the pitch and immediately makes a huge impact. He's just such a good player. And a great first half just gets completely undone by a terrible second half. And Troy Parrott walks on the pitch and takes us apart. That is 2 goals in 5 games. We don't appear to know where the goal is. And defensively, we're playing okay, but not well enough to only score twice in the first 5 games of the Premier League season. This stream is titled When the Going Gets Tough for a very good reason. Because we're going to find out what this team wants to do, and at the moment, it looks like it just wants to fold. Gonzalez has injured his wrist for 4 to 5 weeks. Another corner conceded. I think we've conceded a corner in every single game except the Bournemouth game. Which is absolutely awful. Like, of all the things to be conceding goals from, corners is not the one. Do you want Louis Barry back? Because he's been absolutely awful. He's done nothing. Granted, I don't think he's actually been given any of the chances either. But funnily enough, we could end up seeing Vinicius in the Premier League. We've got our own version of Vinicius. We could end up with the original Vinicius coming to the Premier League as well. Bit of Vinicius v Vinicius. Although R1 has unfortunately done the square root of nothing so far, which is really not helpful. Amazing amount of viewers so far. Thanks everyone for coming by. Hey, Gary Miller, thank you very much for the follow, man. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. NUFC. It's been a great season for you guys so far. Just hope Steve keeps you up. Fulham are starting to come good. Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks, man. It's good to see you. Is it 3 points ahead of Fulham right now, I think? You've had better seasons, but you've had worse seasons too. So, I don't know how you feel about all that so far. I also don't know how I feel about going to Anfield on the back of the fact that we're not great. Yeah, things are fine, man. Things are fine. We're progressing pretty well. We broke 50 followers on Saturday, I think it was, which is absolutely amazing. Yeah, absolutely, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, Gary. Yeah, we broke 50 followers, which is incredible. Average viewership's going up pretty rapidly, actually. I think I went from 0.3 to 0.8 on the average viewership. Let's start on Discord. So I'm not really the one to ask about that right now. There is an FM Discord, if that is sort of the thing that you're interested in. It's mostly for a group of us that stream, so Folklore's part of that. Ooh, Jordy Colwell. Who are you? And where have you come from? Why do you have ability? I don't remember you having ability. Folklore's part of it. Who else is part of it? I'm blanking. I think Scotty. Main one is a guy called King of Phalange, who just finished his stream earlier today. Matt, with a lot of numbers, is part of it. So it's kind of a very limited group. It only got made on Friday, I think it was, that it actually got made. So there is sort of a very small group of us. So best thing I can say is if you are able to watch a King of Phalange stream, so King of and then PHALANGE, if you're able to jump into one of his streams, best thing to do is probably ask him there. Get talking with the people in here, so if you hang around and keep talking, and we can kind of all form a kind of thing, then I can recommend you for it, because I think we are trying to keep it fairly limited for now. So I would say, yeah, if you can hang around, if you want to talk FM, you want to talk your own saves and things like that, then I would definitely say do that, and that would be the best way. Who have I signed? Who have I signed? Well, we signed an Argentinian winger called Santiago Gonzalez from, I think it was San Lorenzo in Argentina. He just made his first Premier League start. 16 minutes in, tore ligaments in his wrist and is out for 5 weeks. So that's gone brilliantly. We've signed a 19-year-old Brazilian regen winger called Vinicius, who hasn't started brilliantly. We've got Merzouk on loan from Man United. Here's another regen who's been okay. I don't think he's really been given the ball enough so far, to be fair to him. Other than that, there aren't really any massive changes to the starting lineup, which might be why we're struggling so far. We have made a few other signings, but they've mostly been kind of cheap backup signings. We did get, where's our keeper gone? Tim Burning is back from injury. He was out for a good 4 weeks. Newcastle is a very popular one, either because I know a lot of people do support Newcastle, and then there's also that they regularly get a takeover in game that really helps them out financially. So they're a good one to manage if you want the money to spend. They're a good one to jump on board with. We are lacking a right winger again now. Bejmo can play right mid. Vinicius can play on the right side. He just hasn't really got the finishing to play as an inside forward or an inverted winger. So we've signed people like Dylan Tate as kind of backups, mostly because Sibley's had some injury trouble recently. We're just not getting anything going forward at the moment. Defensively, we're not horrible. I mean, we've played 5 games and I think we've only conceded 8 goals, 7 goals, which isn't bad for a newly promoted team. The problem is we've only scored twice, and that was from Codeman got one and Tate got one in the very first game. We just absolutely cannot score a goal. You can see here, Barry's averaging a 6.4. Everyone else is kind of hanging around a decent area. I think we're going to have to swap Barry out because he's really not playing very well. But then you're looking at people like Sorensen, who are hoping to develop. We've got Penfold and Juan are 2 regen players. Penfold came through the academy. Juan we bought this summer from Villarreal. Other than that, it's very much we're a pretty young team. We've got some experience in some areas, but nobody really has experience of the Premier League. So this is a weird season in which we're almost prepping to go down, which sounds weird. But with how I'm kind of expecting this all to go, I'm expecting us to get relegated. 2-0 win for our under-23s. They are in a lower division this year. They're playing just in a professional development league rather than the under-23s Premier League. I think they were in the Premier League 2 last season and got relegated because I horribly mismanaged the under-23s. I loaned out everybody. Actually, I should have made... I keep forgetting to make people available for those games. Like Penfold, Juan, those kind of people. I need to make them available for those games, and I keep forgetting. Just to get them some fitness, because at the moment they are getting nothing. They're getting absolutely no football whatsoever. And I need them to at least play a little bit. But yeah, if you've got your own saves, if you want to talk a little bit about those, absolutely feel free to. If you just want to talk football in general, just the real life football or anything like that, or any sport, anything really, sports, gaming, just anything along those lines. If we can get some conversation going, then two seconds. What's your other save then, Gary? Got one with Newcastle. What's the other one? Is it an abroad one or a lower league? Yeah, exactly. But I mean, people like Gary or other people who are watching at the moment, then I'm sure they'd be interested in hearing about it as well. How about Everton at the weekend? Liverpool. So this is Liverpool's season. This is the cliff. They're about here right now. They have truly just gone off the cliff. Newcastle. So am I misreading that the first bit? Two save that. As in you have two Newcastle saves, or I'm confused now. I've confused myself. Two save going. I've absolutely confused myself there. Stream off. Oh, right, got it. That makes more sense. So you've got one that you play off stream and one that you play on stream. This is an interesting thing. So if you play two saves with the same team, do you try and avoid signing the same players? Or is one like a regen one, or is one a real life players kind of thing? That's really interesting to play two saves of the same team. I've never done that before. I have thought about having a second save running on Football Manager. I play an online one with a personal friend of mine, and we're doing a kind of add-on low tier English football, like tier 10. Hey, Phalange, good to see you, man. Nice to catch a little bit of your stream today. One spend spree of no money. That makes more sense. So yeah, you're kind of restricting yourself with one of them to try and use it. I assume academy, free agents, go live stream, shopping, sale, and buy. No problem, man. That's absolutely great. Cheers, man. Liverpool will be fine when they get the players back. The problem is, when are they getting their players back? Like, Van Dijk's out for pretty much the year. Gomez is out for the year. Matip's out for a long time. Fabinho's out. Henderson's out. This is the thing. You can have as many forwards as you want. I've always said this. You can have as many forwards as you want. If you can't defend, good luck. Man City have proven that. Man City bought Ruben Diaz. Aymeric Laporte is finally staying healthy. John Stones is finally stepping up. And they're running away with the title. So, and João Cancelo started playing well. It just adds up. If you've got a defence, you're in a really good place to succeed. Obviously not like this Derby team where we can defend, but we also just cannot score a goal. So, not quite that level. You've got to have some sort of strike force in midfield. But if you can defend, it massively helps. Oh, Jordan Hugill's injured Mazouk. I really hope we do beat Liverpool. I don't know what they're like in this save. I don't think they've won a title since the real life title. They're currently fourth. Spurs had a really, really bad season last year. I think they finished 11th in game. But they seem to have turned a corner a little bit. They made some big sales and made some big signings as well. Beat them in real life. Indeed we did. Thank you, Alisson. What in the heck were you doing? If Alisson could just do that again, but in here, that would be perfect. I would really enjoy that. And then I just need Harvey Barnes. Unfortunately, Barnes has already scored against me this season, as we played Leicester in the stream on Friday, and we lost 2-0, and Harvey Barnes scored the first goal. People say it's best keeper. This is the thing with a goalkeeper. If they make like 2 or 3 errors, like Alisson has, so obviously the 2 errors against Man City, the error against us, that happens, And then all of a sudden, everyone goes, "Oh, he's terrible. Oh, it's Neuer, it's Edison, it's da 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 da." I remember when Edison was making mistakes. He was terrible. And now all of a sudden, he makes one brilliant assist against Spurs, and he's brilliant again. So it's very end to end with goalkeeper. Goalkeeper is almost a thankless task. Like, the amount of saves you can make can be insane. And then as soon as you make one slight error, you are jumped on. Yes. Spurs might say, well, they only just survived relegation. Oh my word. They weren't quite that bad in this one. They were pretty bad last year. Pretty sure they missed Europe, came back 11th. They seem to have bounced back a little bit, though, this season. I think last year, Dele Alli was top scorer in the Premier League, which was just bizarre. Need Harry Wilson. We need to win some free kicks, yes. If we can win some free kicks and get Harry Wilson stood over them, that would be brilliant. I'll actually have a look how he's doing. I know Bournemouth have Ryan Kent in this save, and he's caused me no end of problems. Ryan Kent's really good. Would love him in the team. But we want a good reaction. I don't see it happening. Liverpool just beat Basel 6-0. Jeebus. Okay. We've been reported linked with Jack Lancaster. We did play against him last season. He is a very good player. He's too expensive, though, realistically. We're considering our options. Doesn't mean anything. We'll have a look at Ward-Prowse as well. So, see what Harry Wilson's doing. I'm going to get... Where is he? Ooh. Actually, no, it wasn't Harry Wilson. Someone else is at Mönchengladbach as well, I think, who's English. Yeah, exactly. Ward-Prowse free kicks, yeah. So Harry Wilson's got 16 on free kicks. But he's off playing for Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga, which is an interesting one. Ward-Prowse, I'm going to guess... I think I looked at Ward-Prowse before. No, I didn't. Ward-Prowse is at Wolves. Same free kick rating. And he's also injured right now. That was an interesting move for Ward-Prowse joining that Wolves team. That would be a really good signing for Wolves. I don't know, I should have probably looked when he joined, actually, but that's quite an interesting signing from Wolves, that. I quite like that one. Especially with sort of the age of João Moutinho, Ruben Neves, you don't know how long they're going to be able to hold on to him. So someone like Ward-Prowse would be a really good move. Southampton got relegated in this save. I think they spent 2 years in the Championship, and then they came up with us last season through the playoffs. And they barely snuck into the playoffs and then went and won the thing. So, not a bad move from them. They did a pretty good job on that one. But we will meet Wolves later down the line. It won't be today, but we will meet them at some point. Watford in the League Cup is going to be an interesting one. They are a Premier League team as well. I think they're about mid-table Premier League team. So they've recovered quite well from the real relegation in 2019-20. So they're going to be a tough little game. We've reached the point of the League Cup that the board wanted us to, so I'm not too concerned about that game. But the odds of us getting anything against Liverpool... I mean, I just don't want to see Troy Parrott again. We were doing so well against Spurs, and then Troy Parrott came on. And Troy Parrott happened. I hate him. I hate him in this game. Anytime I've come up against Troy Parrott, he has just absolutely destroyed me. He just becomes so insanely good. Why he's not starting yet, I don't know. He should be. Morelos did nothing. Middlesbrough manager won't rule out Lancaster leaving. We could do with a striker right now. because it is not working for us at the moment at all. Man United West Ham is the Friday game. And that's a 3-0 United win. Gets them up to 5th. That's West Ham's first loss of the season. They've had an incredible start. Chelsea have actually dropped points. 0-0 with Watford. That's very interesting. Villa have picked up a win. Oh yeah, we saw that. That was the Sunday game, wasn't it? They beat Leicester. So this is the region that we are hoping we can just keep. We just want to keep 3 teams below us. As obvious as that sounds, we're really hoping that there are 3 teams that are worse than us. That Forest game, the West Brom and Forest games, back to back, are potentially huge. Depending how quickly we get through this as well, we might go through the international break. We're 30 minutes in right now, 4 games to do. Depends how quickly we get through to the Forest game and play that. We might go through the international break on stream. And we can use that time to kind of look up players that people want to look at. See what some teams are doing, see what some clubs look like, see if anyone's really progressed on. So if anyone has any ideas for that, if we've still got a bit of time after the Forest game, I will take a look at some players, some clubs and things like that. So we're the late game on the Saturday. Sky, I assume this is Sky? BT normally has the early game, doesn't it? So I'd assume this would be Sky. I don't know. I like to try and figure out which channel we'd be on. Obviously, not all games are televised by this point. Currently, with the pandemic and everything, every game's being televised. By 2024-25, let's really hope there's no pandemic. Or it's nowhere near as bad anyway. And that we are able to get to matches and such. Our under-18s lose. They are still in the Premier League, actually, the under-18s. They've drawn a lot. Gary Davis scores. Jared Thompson has a bit of a shocker, unfortunately. Conan Ong's still here. He's still 17. He still counts for them. Which is quite nice. But we get to try and suffer through this Liverpool game. I can't imagine this going brilliantly, but all we can do is try. The fact is, this season we've scored 1 good goal. Tate's goal was a good goal. It was a nice team move. And then Copeland only scored because the Bournemouth left back was injured. He was literally off the pitch and injured, which really aided us. Are we on yet? No. Why is it showing me the FA Cup? We're not in that for quite a while yet. We do get to see how the Premier League's gone. Sheffield United 6 against West Brom. Is that the... Oh no, I thought it was the standard age centre-back for a moment. Arsenal lose again. Arsenal have had a pretty slow start to this season. They lose 2-0 to newly promoted Southampton. And look at this. 2 newly promoted sides that came up with us. West Ham 3rd, Southampton 5th. That is wild. Off stream, off score, no problem, Gary. Have a good stream, man. If you're still streaming when I finish, then I will try and pop by. Other than that, hopefully I'll get to catch one of your streams at some point. But I hope you have a good one, man. Hope it goes better than this might. Running still should be monitored. I'm going to stick with Rudd. Do we try Jordan Story at the back? Don't know how much I trust that right now. But Sorensen gets a game. He's happy. He's playing okay. Do we try Osborne? He was pretty bad against West Ham. He was pretty bad. Fortunately, we do have Vinicius can play on the right. I'm going to try starting Madger for this one. We kind of have to go cautious because this isn't going to go well. Let's see what we can do. If we can at least put in a good defensive performance, we give ourselves a vague chance. So the Liverpool team looks pretty different. Alisson's still there, Trent's still at right back, Van Dijk's still captain and at centre back, Owen Wijndal left back, Luis Felipe in there, Boubacar Kamara, Sofiane Amrabat, Ismail Benacer is here, Lautaro Martinez, that's terrifying. Salah Mane still here. João Felix on the bench. Freddie Woodman as the backup goalkeeper. Okay. There is no pressure on you guys today. It's going to be hard to get a result. Whoever blinks first will regret it. Welcome to Anfield. They've won 5 in a row. Including coming off the back of a 6-0 win in Europe against Basel. We exist. We are just here, I guess. We're still not in the relegation zone yet, though Villa and Forest still need to play. And again, we haven't conceded much this season. We just haven't scored either. We haven't been absolutely battered by anyone. And let's hope we can keep that. I think I'm still playing Dionku and Brown as wing-backs, aren't I? We are on cautious, though, so... maybe I turn them into full-backs and go standard? I'm not sure. Liverpool off to a fairly good start, but we're kind of holding the ball. We're not doing anything with it. But if they've not got the ball, then they're probably having to kind of just get it through quickly. Which actually might be a problem. We've got through half an hour, though. Although, well, we've got through 33 minutes. Archie Brown half away. That wasn't the greatest of clearances. Salah, Arnold. No one's tracked back. And it's a rebound goal for Lautaro Martinez. No one tracking back at all. Defence just stayed high for some reason. Haven't got them on player highline, so I don't know why we did that. But no one tracking Trent. It was a good save by Rudd, but couldn't do any more with it, really. Now, saying all that, we have a throw. And Sibley's got space. It's hit Virgil. And Josh Madger levels. A slight error from Van Dijk. Is that an error from Van Dijk? Can we call that an error? I don't know if we can. But out of absolutely nothing, Josh Madger gets his first goal for I almost said Fulham because he plays for Fulham in real life. First goal for Derby. And out of nothing, we're level. Though, it may not be level for long. Luis Felipe's name on the game is Ramos? I got confused then. I thought they brought Sergio Ramos on. Sadio Mane is just going to run past the entire team, apparently. Good block from Archie Brown. Thought that was a penalty for a moment. Benacer, Arnold. No one's following Trent. Who is meant to be on Trent? Like, who is just not following him? He's got on both goals now. Trent is just... I don't know how you mark fullbacks. I need like a tutorial or something on how the heck you mark fullbacks. Because the opposition right back scores against me every single game. And now Liverpool have a free kick. Salah back post. Knight away. And we could have a counter here. Go on, Codeman. Mancine's through here. No one's closing him. Straight to Alisson. At least it's another shot. Gets a bit of confidence in the youngster, hopefully. Corner from Osborne. Alisson claims it. If anyone's got anything on how on earth you are supposed to stop the right back from just absolutely ending your life every time he touches the ball, that's the other point. The right back never misses. Right backs have like the best shooting in the game for some reason. As Rudd gets Burke, didn't really want that going back to Rudd there, but okay. You're not going long, and that was aimless. Mane's in. Dionku completely out of position. Rudd's not been convincing with his hands. Nope, that's the wrong one. Rudd has not been convincing, sorry. I think we're going to have to go full-back. I feel like that should... I don't know. I don't know why we just have a complete inability to stop a right back. I guess it's Archie Brown's tackling, maybe. I'm not sure what it is, but... Sibley's in danger of losing his discipline. Well, that's really bad. On comes Dylan Tate. Sibley's not fully fit. Another Liverpool free kick. Salah. Virgil. Ooh. Didn't mark him at all for some reason. But again, we're still in it. That is our only thing. We are still in this game for the amount of shots they've had. We're still hanging around. We're going to go Vinicius. Rudd's playing fairly well. He's jumping between 700 emotions, apparently. If we can win the ball here, though we haven't looked like getting it off Liverpool at any point in this game. They've looked very comfortable in possession. At least we've scored. As Mane just skips past Dionku. And it's Salah at the back post. Maybe Archie Brown just isn't it. Brown's having real problems this season. He's still alright getting forward, but defensively he's been really poor. As it might be 4. We might regret going balanced here. The ball's probably in the net. Is it in the net? I'm not looking. We've got the ball. It's a start. We have the ball. Oh, what is that? Oh, Archie, man. Archie. What are you doing? Felix, Arnold. I mean, Arnold's in midfield now. Wijndal, Mane, post. Hey. We just don't even look like we can compete. Vinicius heads away. That's a slightly odd player to be clearing the ball, but whoever wants to clear it, I'm fine by that. The highlights still going? No. Another Liverpool corner, though. It could be 4. Van Dijk. Off the line by Dionku. Trent's still there. Goodness me, I thought that was in. I thought Van Dijk had scored. Well, we gave ourselves hope at half time, but every second half we just get absolutely destroyed. Every second half we just get absolutely ripped. I don't know whether we need to make a change at for the second half. I don't know. Don't know at the moment. I mean, it was Spurs and Liverpool, like... It's 2 extremely difficult games, but it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating that we're just not doing anything. Like, we're just not going forwards. It'd be quite nice if we actually did something. But I suppose you take the attacking with the idea of if we attack, we might be conceding 6 or 7 a game, which I think would be very likely. Kevin Long's not happy with his loan spell at Sunderland. He's not getting the agreed playing time. He's playing often enough. Sure. I don't really care about Kevin Long, so there's no development there for Kevin, so we just tried to get rid of him, really. He's about 33 and he just wasn't going to play, so no point in having him. No point in having him sit around anyway. Hey. Could do with some confidence from this Watford game. Let's try and get something out of this game, just gain some form of confidence. I'm terrible at team meetings, by the way. Okay, that went well. Thing is, we won a game. Like, not that long ago, we did win. Only like 4 games ago, we did win a match. So it's not like we're absolutely nowhere. With a bunch of Sunday games, which could see us drop into the bottom 3. Anyway, hopefully, well, we've got 2 absolutely huge league games upcoming now. If we lose these, I think we're done for. Which seems harsh to say after what would be about 8 games of the season, but it just feels like we are nowhere right now. We are floundering. We've stayed out of the relegation zone. Watford beat Villa 1-0. Leeds get a late equaliser against Tottenham. Forest finally pick up a point, despite getting a red card. They get a point, and Bournemouth beat Leicester. So Leicester are having a bit of a rough time right now. West Brom dropped to the foot of the table before we play them. Right. It's good to take our minds off things a little bit with the League Cup. It's a tough game against Watford. They are having a pretty good season so far. But you look at our season, those 6 games, we have played Man United, Spurs and Liverpool. There's 3 of the 6. The West Ham loss and the Leicester loss were maybe pretty bad. But the win over Bournemouth was massive. If we were on 0 points right now, I think it would be an extremely long road back. I think it's an extremely long road back anyway. We're a long way behind, but we say that, a couple of wins against West Brom and Forest, and all of a sudden we're probably looking pretty good again. So, trying not to get too down on this before we're really in trouble. We're certainly not in trouble yet. Okay. Watford, can you play like a 3rd string team and just be really nice to me? Like, that would be very much appreciated if you just want to put out a backup squad. I would like to put out a strong team for this, but I don't know where we're at physically, and we've got another game in 4 days. So I don't want to absolutely wipe everybody out. But I also want to try and get some form of just morale or some kind of form at all. Dean Shaw played well. Carl Neal got his first goal for Woking. And Swindle got his first goal for Torquay. It's good to see some of the younger players getting experience and starting to bag some goals. Let's see what we can do in these next 3 games. These are winnable games. Games we need to get some confidence. Our under-23s pick up another win. That's a good win for them. No one seems to be loaning anyone, which is fine. At least it means we've got that team together now. And hopefully they can try and push to get back into the EPL 2. Or whatever it's called, the Premier League 2 for the under-23s. So it would be good to have them playing at a decent level. Hopefully I'll remember to make some of the first team backups available for that Cardiff game, even if it's just like Penfold and Juan. Just as something. So we've got them there. Positives to take from the Liverpool game. We scored a goal, even if it was absolutely horrible and scrappy and Van Dijk kind of handed it to us. It still counts. I don't know what it is about 4-2-3-1. It's just a formation that I can't get to work. It doesn't seem to matter what I try and do with it. It just doesn't work. I don't know why. It just does not work. I would love it to, because it's a good formation. It's a good formation in real life. Something about it just doesn't compute. He wants us to play defensive. That feels terrible to do. Sorensen's now all of a sudden unhappy. I don't know how we got unhappy that fast, but okay. It's a little bit weird. Why did he get angry so fast? What did I do? Maybe we try Vinicius on the right. I don't think he'd work that well as an inside forward. I just want to try and get some confidence into Louis Barry, man. I want to get some confidence into him. We might as well start O'Dowda. Sibley. Actually, no, we are going to start Sibley because his fitness is starting to come around. He's been terrible. He's been absolutely awful. I'm going to take Archie Brown out, to be honest, because I think he's been pretty bad. I'm going to give Jordan Story a game as well. Maybe Bejmo comes in. Bejmo, sorry. Bejmo? Bejmo. I'm not sure. Still not sure how to say his name properly. Actually, Madja, you know what? Congrats, you can have a little rest. Let's get some of the younger players on the bench. Some of the younger ones. Juan. Yeah, Juan will go on the bench for Sorensen. Sorensen's being a little complainer for some reason. Maybe we'll get Byers on the pitch at some point as well. Let's see what this team can do. It's an interesting little group, so let's find what these guys can do. Let's look at the Watford team. Jason Knight plays. Oh boy, are we going to regret that. I'm not going to say we tend to shut up shop and hope for the best. That's not a great comment. Sure, I'm not confident at all, but whatever. We'll pretend that we are. These are not being wing-backs. I did just realise I made that mistake again. They are not being wing-backs. Well, there's an early throw-in. We're in all white because Watford are wearing black shorts. Earl gives the ball away immediately. And then loses out to Mwepu as well. So it's not just Brown. It's also Earl. And Della Vega scores in 2.5 minutes. we're really bad. we are terrible. Everyone else is playing 4-2-3-1. Everyone else is playing it, and it's the most amazing formation in the world. We play it, and it's just awful. It just doesn't work. How many times has Callum O'Dowda gotten injured? I'm losing count of the amount of times O'Dowda has been injured. I'm losing count of the amount of wingers I lose. We've actually got a corner here. Ben Osborne, terrible ball, and it's a Watford highlight anyway. And we miss another tackle. Good Lord. Josh O. Okay, well done running. You are 6'7". I'd like to think you could claim some crosses. Our passing isn't that bad. Why did I say that? Oh! Oh, okay. I guess we're back in the game? What just happened there? That is awful from Watford. I don't know what they've done there. We've got a counter on here, Sibley, to Vinicius, who's going to cut in. We'd expect him to cut in. He doesn't. He somehow kept the ball. That's a great ball from Mazouk. We need more of that from him. But still not looking good for us to actually keep the ball. Back post! Osborne, why has he controlled it? Oh, he's offside. He did actually finish it. I wasn't sure why he controlled that ball. Unfortunately, he's offside. We're still celebrating, though. Yep, I don't know why we were still celebrating. It's offside. But that was our first shot, and we scored. So, no bad thing there. We're starting to get some shots now, which is positive. Again, we're still in this game. Watford pretty much let us back in bizarre circumstances. Really confused as to what they were doing or what they did. 3 minutes added time because of the O'Dowda injury. And we just had another go. We came into that one. We grew into the half there. Watford let us back in, and we started to grow into it a little more. Do we try and go balanced? I think we've got to try it. Els had a pretty terrible game, I'm not going to lie. Beijmo's played alright though. Felix has played okay. Josh L's been awful. All of a sudden, I've gone balanced. We're in big trouble. Good header away by Bird, though it's coming straight back with Deli Basharu. Someone get across there? No? No, Beijmo. This is your time, Felix. Tackle him. I mean, you held him up. He's run straight by you. Yeah, as we haven't followed their players. I think that's Reece Burke with the block, but I don't want him out there. And he's going to cut in and score. Oh, no, Tim running. Good save. Good save, Tim. Maybe we go back to cautious. I don't know. That's not even us getting caught, though, is the thing. Story half away. That's not even us getting caught. I don't even know what that is. That's just us being a bit rubbish. So actually, maybe we don't. I don't know. Maybe we do stay cautious because they are getting a lot of chances all of a sudden. Again, though, we survive the first half, and then the second half, we just play absolute garbage. It keeps happening. And I don't know what I'm supposed to do about the second halves. It's how we can play sort of well for a first half, and then absolutely useless for a second half. But Bird's having a good game. He's going to have to come off at some point. Because he's played every minute of every game, pretty much. And he's going to be tired. And I need him for the West Brom game. Oh, De La Vega free kick right on the edge here. Ball back post. Story heads away. Barry isn't going to get there. Romeo. Can we win it? Yes, we can. Okay, Barry putting in effort, but then Josh Earl just kicks it nowhere. This is what I don't get. Vinicius wins it back, though. Go on, Louis. He's not going to score. His confidence is shot. What was that? His confidence is completely gone. It's horrible to see. I mean, Juan goes in midfield and does something. A centre mid. I guess we try and go for this a little bit more. I don't want to put him as a playmaker type because we've already got too many of those on the pitch. Bejmo ball in. Barry! That wasn't the highlight though, because it cut in way too late for that to actually be the highlight. And it's just a kick straight over the top. We've got the wrong guy. Jason Knight's in. Ooh, he nearly did it to us. Tim running with a good save. Knight nearly did it to us. No, we look like we're marking pretty well. And this time running comes and claims it. Oh, Jason Knight, don't be doing that, boy. Don't be doing that. I gave you this move. But it looks like we are somehow going to get to penalties. And we do. I'm not sure how we've made it this far, but we have. Thank you very much. An absolute mix-up between their right back and the goalkeeper. What an absolutely awful mix-up between them. And for the second time, we are into a penalty shootout. Second time. Oh. Mazouk does not have a lot of composure. Juan also is terrible at penalties. Oh dear, Rees-Burke didn't like that. Fortunately, he's not taking till 8, so hopefully we shouldn't be seeing him take one. George Byers step... Oh my god. That's like 15 and 15 in penalties, and he puts it that far wide. What was that? David Curran with the first penalty for them. Sends running the wrong way. Louis Barry, absolutely short of confidence right now. Can't score anything. He can score a penalty, though. The man who missed 5 penalties last season scores a penalty as his first any type of goal. Logical. Deli Basharu. Oh. You're just hoping with the size of running that if he just happens to go the right way on one, that he can get a hand to it. Vinicius puts it in. George, man, I can't believe you've missed that. George, of all the people, of all the lads. Come on, running. He got close to that one as well. He's diving a little bit late. Josh Earl, who scored the penalty to send us through to this round in the first place, scores again. Running has to save one of these. You have to save one, man. I mean, you'd have to save one anyway, even if we had scored them all. You really need to save one now. That's unstoppable. That's an unbelievable penalty from Ostergaard. And now it comes down to Ben Osborne. He has to score. Come on, Ben. You have to score this. And he does. Really good penalty from Osborne. And now it comes on Tim running. You've got to save this, Tim. And it's Jason Knight, the former Derby midfielder, who's stepping up. Con running. No. I think the third one was savable, but other than that, they were spot on penalties from Watford. The fact that we even got that far is not bad. Especially after conceding in the first 3 minutes of the game as well. Hopefully that gives a little bit of confidence. Adaba's got a groin strain. Byers, I don't care. You're not going to play. Like, I don't care what you have to say, mate. What did he say? He would step up and take one again. Fair enough. Not after whatever the heck that was, though. That was a terrible penalty. It was absolutely awful. The fact that if their keeper had saved it, it's like, fine. Yeah, how is it possible to miss the goal from 12 yards? It's very possible. I've done it many a time. But these are the two games now. These are the two games. West Brom, followed by Forest. We have to do something. We just have to do something. Whether we try going attacking, I don't know. Is it a point where we just say, forget it and go positive? And we just decide to go for it? It might be a couple of games to do that. Because we're not going to get any better chances than this. But I think this pretty much brings up the summary of, yeah, we are not good enough for the Premier League. We are certainly not ready for the division. So we're going to just do the best we can to try and survive. Man United 6, Doncaster 1. That feels a little bit harsh. The under-18s lose 3-0 in the Cup. Unlucky, lads. Tough one on you guys. Let's see what our fitness is like for this West Brom game. We kind of gave some people rest, some people played. Fortunately, there's no extra time in the League Cup. So thank goodness for that. I think, actually, something I didn't mention off stream when I was going through the international break, I believe I completed the final badge. So, we're pretty much open to go and manage wherever we would like to manage in the future. Because is Derby realistically going to be our long-term team? And we're going to do as much as we can with them. But realistically, how far can we take them? Like, I want to be advancing as much as I can. I say as quickly as I can. In a way. Both of these games are at home as well. This is huge. Both of these matches are at home. Our only win came at home when we beat Bournemouth. We just have a naturally good record against Bournemouth for some reason. We're only a day away from facing bottom of the table West Brom. I think they're on 1 point right now. And these next two games we have to go for the win. We can't be sitting back. We have to go for it. We have to be on the front foot. Sibley's been awful so far this season. Barry's been awful. Yeah, I'll be nice to them. I'm not sure I can see them staying up, but I'll be really nice. You know, you got to be polite to everyone, especially when you're a team who's at the wrong end of the table. You've got to be nice to the people around you. Except Forest. Don't be nice to Forest. All hate on Forest. But I meant me by all hate on Forest. Don't hate on Forest. But this West Brom game is just slightly big. I'd like us to actually score a goal that isn't like horribly comical mistakes from the defence as well. Or just the fact that the defence wasn't there. It'd be quite nice to actually score a goal. We haven't scored like an actually nice goal since the first game of the season against West Ham. It was a lead against West Ham at the London Stadium. It's all smiley, looking good, and it's been downhill since, except for Bournemouth. We still thank Bournemouth for giving us a win. We can't even blame injuries as the problem. Yeah, we've had a couple, but it's not been. I suppose we've had a few, but we can't really blame injuries right now. It's just been season. And if I could find a way to make this 4-2-3-1 work, I think if this West Brom and Forest game go badly, we're going to use the international break to grab a new formation and just come up with something. Chris Wilder is the West Brom manager, because Slaven Bilic left to go manage Leeds, and Chris Wilder replaced Bilic. So Wilder's had a pretty bad start, actually. I thought they might start better, but they have not at all. Bobby Firmino's at Real Madrid. That's where he is. I wonder where he was. Bobby's playing for Real. Fair enough. What a 2 games this is going to be. West Ham on the Friday again. They have Spurs. Yeah, that is excessive. We can't be doing that. It actually comes to the realization. You think you've got a load of money, and then you actually realise how much money there is in the Prem, and you realise you've got almost nothing. As well, Spurs with a 90th minute penalty to rescue a draw at London Stadium. I think we might be the only promoted team that is in trouble this year. I think Southampton and West Ham are looking pretty good to be, well, I say very good. They're looking good this year. I think they were 2 teams that were just very surprisingly in the Championship. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense. But teams like West Brom, Forest, surprisingly Villa at the moment. I didn't expect Villa to be down there. But even we've got to throw Bournemouth in there. I mean, we beat them, so we've got to chuck Bournemouth in there. I don't know how they're doing so far this season. But any team around us, you've got to put them in there we need to get something out of this game. These 2 are huge. Arsenal-Chelsea, the early game. Arsenal have not been great already this season, and they're taking on a very strong Chelsea team. Hey, Falange, welcome back, man. Good to see you back. It's been rough. To put it kindly, it's been rough for us. I mean, you can see 17th. But 2 massive upcoming games that we need results. As our under-18s lose 1-0, that is to Manchester United, so I'd call that a pretty good result. So even under 18s can't score anymore. But here we go. Arsenal actually get a point. I think they should be quite impressed with a point there. I think Running probably earned his way back in with that game. Knight's not happy at the moment. That's interesting. Maybe we play Story. It turns out my left backs are just really bad at the moment. I think we've got to go positive for this game. We've just got to do something different. Because things are not working out right now. We'll get Osborne on the left. You know, he came on. He got a disallowed goal at that. But he got a goal. We'll get Magic back up front. Again, hasn't been great, but he did score against Liverpool at least. Which is better than we've been having recently. Sibley's finish is coming round. Again, has been pretty terrible, though. Sorensen, I guess, gets on the bench because we've got so many winger injuries right now. Vinicius is good for covering both wings. Coman shouldn't get too tired, hopefully, in this game. And then I think that's what we're going to go with. Berg's actually not happy either. The centre-backs are not happy. I don't know what I've said. Apparently I've said something that they didn't take to. I think Story was alright against Watford. We are now out of the League Cup. Lost on penalties to Watford after just a comical own goal on Watford's part. Philip Benkovic playing for West Brom. Nkunku, Hugill. Joe Hugill, that's a different Hugill. Pretty different team, and a lot of names I don't particularly recognise. We did have a team meeting, and it went well. So we're really hoping 2 home games in a row. I don't know why they switched everyone really quickly there. But 2 home games against the 2 teams at the bottom of the Premier League. Sibley's got Mazouk. I'm surprised we actually kept the ball there because that throw looked like it was going straight to the West Brom player. Bird's got Brown. Need our fullbacks to step up this game. Brown ball in half away. Back to Mazouk, who can get a ball in. A ball to the edge for Bird. He's going to have a go. Dionku's there. What is that? This is what I mean, man. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. This isn't even anything I can control, like. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that pass was. I don't know what the defending was. It's all over the place. We are absolutely all over the place. And we could be in trouble again here. We need West Brom to do what we did. There we go. Nope, there we don't go. It feels like every time we clear it, it just comes straight back. And every time they clear it, they're in on goal. Joe Hugill's in and running saves. I don't know what our defence is doing. Supposedly we're not on a high line or anything. We're not following anyone. We just like stand there and watch them run past us, which is a very weird defending decision. But even with more men going forward, we're doing absolutely nothing. We've had another shot at least. We're starting to get some shots. We've got 1 on target finally. Southampton finally starting to struggle. 3-0 down to Everton. But the problem is, we play worse in the second half than we do in the first half. And this has been a pretty terrible first half. So, God knows what this second half's going to be like. I mean, bottles are going to get thrown in a minute. Maybe not this game, but if we fail against Forest as well, a bottle's being thrown. Can we actually win the ball back? We've not won a single ball back in any highlight ever this season. There we go. They've literally physically passed it to us and we've just given it them back. I don't understand. I just don't get it. We're just playing, but then we start passing it around. This isn't even anything to do with the tactic. My players are just not doing what I'm saying. They're just doing something completely different. That could have been a red there. Codeman just runs into a dead end. Like, why? What is he doing? Well done, Reece Burke, who just hoofs it nowhere. We just get caught between hoofing it and then doing that, and it's 2-0. Dexter Kultas. No explanation. We're just playing so badly. We've got a corner, though. Straight at Sam Johnston. We're just playing so badly. It doesn't feel like it's anything that I can control. We're just doing nothing. We don't win that header. Matrita's in on goal. Running came flying out. That was slightly risky there. He's made the save. They've had 4 shots, and I think every single one has been a highlight. They just get in every time. We've been awful again. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do. Burke in well, but just to absolutely nobody again. I don't understand the strategy. I don't get it. I don't get what the game's doing. Like, I tell us to pass it, and sometimes we'll pass it, but we go nowhere. Covenant's having to shrug off the tackle again. Is he going to shoot this time? Well, he's got Mazouk. That's probably offside. It is. It was a good 1-2. It was a good run from Covenant. Much better. Unfortunately, it's offside, but definitely far better. I mean, we just have to go attacking at this point. There's literally nothing we can do. We've been so poor. I haven't seen anything good from us this season. Almost the whole season, I've seen nothing. Well, we have just been so bad. It's disturbing how bad we've been. Can we try and encourage them at least? I mean, they all react well to it, but what's the point at the moment is the problem. Big thing is just what's the point? I guess Sorensen for Mazouk. Why is Bird taking a corner? Straight at Johnston. We can't even take a set piece. And they'll just kick it. Well, Bird won the header, but it's straight to them again. And it could be 3. Ball through for Kultas. He's put it wide. At least we're not Southampton. They're 5-1 down to Everton. But we are losing to 20th place West Brom. Can Magic get there? No. Ball over. Who is marking him? I just don't understand. I don't get what the problem is. Like, why are we this bad? The only thing I can assume is the players are just terrible. Like, this just doesn't feel formational. It just feels like we're this bad. Bird ball in, headed away by Clark. Can we get it back in? We can. Absolutely no one's there. It's just huge question marks at the moment. Sorensen's got Copeland. Madjard, 2-1. Okay. I mean, Madjard scores. It's too late again. Yep, too late. It's going to be a 2-1 loss. Could have been worse, to be honest. We were terrible. I think it's change of formation time. It's just going to have to be. We're just going to have to change formation and hope, really. This team is absolutely awful. We are shockingly bad. I'm surprised we've got 3 points, to be honest. I don't actually know how we have 3. And it's going to be 19th versus 20th on the Friday in the East Midlands derby. If we lose that one, we're done for. And I can't say I feel particularly confident going into it because it just feels like we can't do anything. Well, there you go. It says I'm willing to experiment. We're going to experiment. We're going to go 4-4-2 for the Forest game. And we're going to basically pray that something happens. Because I did notice in the Championship, even when we were playing 4-2-3-1, we didn't score goals. We did not score. So let's go 4-4-2. And let's see if we can at least score. Forest do lose as well. So it does keep them below us. We're still only a point away from safety. Villa get a point against Bournemouth. Sheffield United and Newcastle seem to be the other teams to be fighting. Deep breaths. Lord knows how useless this team is right now. We're just absolutely nowhere in anything. Right. Thoughts. Before I forget, Penfold, available. You can play a full 90 if you want, to be honest. What's plan? Plan. 123s. We'll say 60 for you. Do we make Hugo? No, we're not going to make Hugo. No, we might actually. I want to get him some fitness. Give him 60 as well. It's probably about it, to be honest. Oh, I've clicked the wrong button. Oh, thankfully it didn't do anything. I thought that was going to take me through a introductory thing. I'm like, no, I've definitely seen these screens before, thank you. Oh, goodness me. Do we look awful or do we look awful? Every time we just can't win the ball. And then when we do get the ball, we just give it straight back again. And that is definitely not what I've told us to do. So I'm not sure quite why we just get this obsession with just kicking it every time we see the ball, just hoofing it straight back to their team. I'm not sure where that instruction's come from. I guess it's just this sheer lack of talent. Well, Sheffield United and Newcastle are now playing each other, which doesn't help. That isn't very helpful. There's no point looking at players right now. We're at the end of September. We can't get anyone. Newcastle turn around from being 1-0 down to win 2-1. So maybe they're not fighting relegation. Not sure. But it looks like there are some really shockingly bad teams in the Premier League this year. It looks like us and Forest are 2 of them. You may not need very many points in order to stay up this season. Because us and Forest might be getting very low point totals. Yeah, hour and a half so far. We might just do the Forest game and then I'll do international break off stream. Because we're quite low on viewers at the moment. Started off well and then Yeah, kind of with my mood playing this game, it just very swiftly drops off. Well, see when we have a couple of viewers, so if you just kind of lurking around and keeping the stream up, thank you very much. Really does help with the viewers. Else I would have literally 0 right now, so thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. I think I'd want to mute me too, because all I'm doing is complaining. So apologies for that. I shouldn't really be complaining. Like, we are playing really badly, but it should be like, what do I expect, really? It's a barely championship level team in the Premier League. What do I expect? Although we should get sort of 3 of our players playing in this under-23s development game. So hopefully they can pick up some fitness. Maybe we even start turning to them. I don't know. If the season's going really, really, really badly, then I'll probably turn to them. Just to get them some experience, to be honest. Even if we just keep losing. It's just experience for them. I am also slightly interested what it would take for Derby to sack me. Because all they want me to do is fight against relegation. So they're expecting us to go down as well. But as much as I'm expecting us to go down, they're expecting us to go down too. So there you go, under 23's won. Niemczek scored. Seemingly no one played. I made them available and they didn't play any of them. I guess we have that many under 23s available, they're not needed. Which is almost slightly unfortunate, actually. Connor Salisbury scored, though, which is nice to see. Then Jakub Niemczek, the guy we signed from Ross County, I believe it was. He scores as well. And look at that money we're bringing in. We've brought in a ton of money there. Goodness me. That'll do. Financially, the club certainly can't be having a go at me. We've done amazing financially. This season's going to really help Derby out money-wise. So at least we've got that. Like, the chairman's going to be happy with the money. Tony Pulis recommending Rodrigo Gomez. Tony, you realise we heavily cannot afford that, right? You realise that we seriously cannot afford that. Did you see how much that man costs? There is a slight issue with turning to 4-4-2 as well. In that people like Vinicius actually can't play wide midfield. So we'd likely be seeing a whole lot less of him. Granted, he's done absolutely nothing. Oh, Max Bird's injured. 2 weeks. He's going to miss the Forest game. Oh, that is gutting. If it wasn't already hard enough, the one guy who's actually playing well this season is now injured. So let's try and push through that, hey? Rough day, huh? We've had better days on this save, let's put it that way. Please, no more injuries. Why are there 5 inboxes? I don't like that many. We're still on a B. I don't know how we're on a B. Keisha Sano and Christian Ahamada called up for international duty. Oi, oi, oi. Rough times. We're going to have to formation change. I don't know who's going to take that midfield role, though. I guess Sorensen. But, again, we have to do something. Because doing nothing is not going to solve anything. Again, Kevin Long's not getting his time, whatever. Yep, here's the East Midlands derby. I'll let them know there's going to be 1 or 2 adjustments. Hey, Phalange, man. How's it going? Badly is the nice way of putting it. We have lost every single game, including to bottom of the table West Brom, and we are now 19th, and about to play the East Midlands derby against 20th placed Forest. So whoever wins this one, the other team is in a giant amount of trouble. Fortunately, because it's a rivalry one, it's a bit of a long press conference. We're also missing Max Bird for this game, who injured himself in training, who is our best midfielder. So that's great. And then we've got a 2-week international break after this. So we could be going into... It sounds great. It is my favourite of things. It is my absolute favourite of situations. I love it. But I knew this was going to be a rough season. Like, it was always going to be a really, really tough time. So we're going to try and haul it back. But if everything goes wrong, we can jump ship. Like, this isn't a one team to glory kind of thing. This is me being a manager in the world and trying to do the best for me and trying to find a club where I can do the best. And if Derby isn't it, then Derby isn't it. But we're trying to give them a chance. We're not giving up yet. We're still only a point off safety, despite an absolutely horrendous start. So we're hanging around. 1 win, 6 defeats in our first 7 games, including the loss to West Brom, who had all of 1 point before we played them. Strategically, I have no idea what's been going on. Like, the instructions they've got on, they're just doing the opposite. It's like, play it short, build the play up, and they're just like, what? Who fit 50 yards down the field to their centre-back? I'm like, no? And then the ball just disappears. As we get to take on Chris Houghton, who's still the Forest manager. Oh, some breaking news on lockdown. Shops and gyms plan to reopen 12th of April. not horrible, I guess. We're only, what, a month and a half away from that? So it's not absolutely awful. Internationals, Dillerson, Mazouk, Kodasevich, Reynolds, Froggatt. Oh dear, one of our under 18s has broken his leg. That's not good. Sorry, Adam. Well, here goes absolutely nothing. Apparently they're playing 4-4-2. You see, if they're playing 4-4-2, I'd like to think this would work. But then the question is who takes the bird role? It's got to be Sorensen. It's got to be Sorensen, really. But then who do we put on the bench here? Because we're kind of just missing everybody useful. I guess it's Byers. Josh Knight's got to come back in. Brown and Dionku really have not been great. Mazouk hasn't... He's not been bad. Sibley's been awful. We're going to get Vinicius back in. We're just trying things at this point. I feel like this should work against a 4-4-2. But also it just seems like this formation is not working in any regards. Scott McKenna's still here. That's about it. Almost the whole Forest team has changed. That is crazy. Madge is unsure. That's brilliant to hear. It is indeed Derby Day. We need something so badly from this game. They're not playing 4-4-2. I've been lied to. Oh, for goodness sake. My staff's lied to me. It's not a 4-4-2 at all. Ah, we're in trouble. Thanks, staff. You've done a great job there, lads. Oh, hang on. BBC News correction. Wait, why did it say correction? I don't know why it says correction. 8th of March, 29th of March, 12th of April for the important dates. There you go. Important dates. For maybe stuff opening, we've started terribly again. This is fun. We have a throw. Right. Are we going to do an example of why we've been so bad, or are we actually going to be useful? Go on, Vinicius. Vinicius! The Brazilian! Welcome to the Premier League! And in a massive game as well. Takes his chance. Welcome to the Premier League, Cal Vinicius. Sibley, that was an interesting pass, but finally, you did something. It's not been a great start, but we've taken our chance. Vinicius with a massive goal. Do we try and defend a bit more, or do we try and get a second? I don't like going defensive early in a game. I might regret it, though. Here come Forest. The right back's just gone again. We can't defend right backs. Every time, it's a right back. Ball to the edge, and that's 1-1. Nuno Santos with a screamer. We're just really not very good. I'm just going to say it. We're not very good. Right backs are just the bane of my existence. How do you stop a right back in this game? Time for everyone to dig deep. Come on, lads. Second half. We're not even tired. Like, we're not moving. What are we doing? Same goal again. Conan into the box. Win a penalty? No? Okay. Dionku ball in. Headed away by McKenna. Brown is there, though. We look a little bit more convincing in possession, which is nice. Conan, round his man. Good save. I wasn't even a good save. He just skied it. Oh, good lord. That's an awful shot from Conan. Come on, Lancine. That's a poor effort. They are near on matching us in how they're playing. I'm kind of tempted to literally match them. And turn Sorensen into... he can't really do box-to-box, actually. Okay, well, let's have him on support rather than defend. Let's just try and give him a little bit more to work with. It may end up just leaving Santos in a load of room, but to be fair, he was in a load of room anyway. So, what's the difference? We do seem to be creating a little bit more, though. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe we need to do that. You know what? This may seem odd. Louis Barry, he's got to score at some point. Surely. Oh. Don't know what... Ah, it's a Forest free kick. Estrada from range. If this goes in... Oof, didn't. He didn't strike it that well, fortunately. If that had flown in, goodness me, I don't know what I'd have done. I could have near on resigned on the spot if that had flown in. Conan hasn't been brilliant, so let's put Vinicius... We'll play him as an inside forward, heck, why not? And bring Ben Osborne on. Looks like we had a near chance. Bodas ended up with the ball, though. Well in from Burke. Go on, Conan. You're about to come off, mate. Oh, good tackle. Oh, still there. Still there. And loses out. Oh, no. Campana. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. It's okay. We're all right. It's fine. Oh, it's not fine. It's not fine at all. Bodar up the pitch. Mazouk wins the header, though, actually. Osborne to Sorensen. Look how wide. Vinicius is there. He's got confidence. He's already got a goal. Uses Dionku. Ball to the edge. Mazouk. Good tackle. Sorensen. Vinicius! He's on fire! Cal Vinicius! With his second of the game. The young Brazilian. Look at this boy. What a ball that was from Sorensen, by the way. Brilliant pass from Oliver Sorensen. I haven't been overly amazed by him, but goodness me, that was a good ball. Oh, come on. We need to hang on to this. Running makes a save. Come on. Brown in the way. Forrester attacking now. Do I pause it? Ooh. Just defend. Fullbacks on defend. Oops, didn't mean to click there. Sorensen, go back on defend. We've got 3 minutes left. Of course they had 5 minutes on. Of course they had 5. Massive result. And do we have a new little star? Cal Vinicius, the 19-year-old Brazilian winger. 2 goals in the East Midlands derby. What a time to get those goals. That is absolutely brilliant. Shoots us up to the mighty heights of 16th for now. But goodness me, did we need that. Oof. 4-2-3-1 may still not be the answer. But, yeah, praise. Praise, 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 praise. Praise, all of the praise. You know what? Praise him again! I can say his tackling was great. Yeah, really good tackling today. I'd more than put an arm around him right now. Because that'll work even harder. Oh. Stress. Oh, that was stressful. Calvinicius, thank you so much. No bad feelings. Woo. Ben, that's interesting. Ben Osborne's a Derby lad but came through at Forest. Huh. Here we go. Whether he becomes the next Steve Bloomer is up to him. I'm going to say, I don't know who Steve Bloomer is. I don't care. If he can outdo a guy who's literally a club legend, I'm on board. But, goodness me, this season's going to be really stressful, isn't it? Houghton seemingly agrees that there wasn't really anything there. We even slightly looked good for that win. Just slightly. Not massively, but it'll do. I think we're just going to get through the rest of the weekend's fixtures, and then we're going to probably end the stream there. Thank you very much for lunch for hanging around, man. Especially when there's no one else here at the minute as well. Thanks very much for coming back, man. And at least you got to see that game. You got to witness that go down, so... You saw us turn it around a little bit. But I'll be doing the international break off stream because nothing should happen. And then back tomorrow, starting with Newcastle away. Should be a fun game. Under-18s get another win, which is good. They seem to be they seem to be mid-table for the Under-18s Premier League North. That's pretty good, to be honest. I'll describe that as pretty good, but I think this is the lad right now. Look at that development. The development's starting to come with him. Do we even try and start playing him more inverted? The development is coming along. 2 absolutely huge goals in that game as well. Sibley finally doing something as well. Whether that's a one-off or we actually start producing something now, we're going to have to find out tomorrow. We're 8 games in, and we're on 6 points. We seem to win 1 in 4, and we lose the other 3. If we keep doing that, quick maths, 38, we'll probably win about 9 games. That's like 27 points. That's not enough. We can't keep doing it like this. It's not going to be enough points. We do need to actually try and put like a 2 or 3 game run together. just to keep us alive. We'll see how all the Saturday and Sunday Premier League games go. We're down to 17th, so somebody got some points. But we've put Forest in some quite hot water right now with that result. So Newcastle won, which sees them all the way up to 7th. So they're going to be quite a tough game. McTominay, Dakar. That Dakar is incredible. He doesn't look that amazing, but he scores so many goals. Look at this since he came to Newcastle. 14, 18, 15. He's got 9 in 8 already this season. He is unbelievable. Who is Peglo? Brazilian attacking midfielder. That's just a great name. Arsenal lose again. They're down in 11th right now. Leicester are having a really tough time of it. Down to 16th. They had a pretty good start as well, and it's kind of all gone wrong. Villa still down here, but they've still got to play. West Brom lost 3-2 to West Ham. Nearly came back. 3-0 down at half time. So they nearly got back. West Ham in 4th. This is like just got promoted back to the Premier League, West Ham. In 4th. Okay. Southampton in 8th, though they lost 1-0 to Sheffield United, which is the team that shot above us. We're going to get through the Sunday fixtures. We're going to see how the table looks after 8 games. And then I'm not sure how many games we'll get in tomorrow, because there might only be 3 or 4 before the next international break, in which case we might have the international break actually in the stream. So we've got Newcastle and Southampton. We get 4 games in before the next international break. So it's Newcastle and Southampton away, Chelsea at home, and then Watford away. And then a break, and then Man City, Arsenal, Everton, Wolves. That's a disgusting run. We're struggling as it is. But then this isn't bad here. Like, Wolves and Leeds are okay. Sheffield United are reasonable, I guess. Villa doing pretty badly right now. This is that kind of run. The Christmas period, we're going to have to really turn it round. Even if we just drew a couple of games, like, we can't even draw at the moment, which is weird. As my nose just decides to go really weird on me. But we're struggling to even sort of draw at the moment. Which it would just be nice, you know. Just even draw a game. As our under-23s get prepped for another game, I should probably make the same people available for them, just in case they want to use them again. Or, wow, just in case they want to use them. They didn't use them last time. West Ham re-signed Jairo Riedewald for 4 years. That's a big contract. But at least we end the stream on a positive. We end with a win. Our match against Villa on Boxing Day is going to be televised. 1.2 million we get for that. You see the balance is just flying up. We're up to 53 million. I think we've gained about 6 million in overall balance since the season began, which is an incredible amount. You see, we've got our head above our heads above the water right now. Just Villa do play today or Monday, so we could be in the bottom 3 in the international break, but we're not dead. If we'd have lost that Forest game, we'd be pretty down in the dumps. What was I checking? Oh, I remember what I was doing. I was making you and a few of the others available again for the under-23s. I just want to do it for next match, because if I'd set it to do it, like, a load of times, I'm going to forget. I'm going to end up forgetting that I've done it. I think it's just those two, really. They're the only two that are actually the right age to play for the under-23s. All the others are a bit too old. But Newcastle away. Newcastle up in 7th. I assume they've got a hefty amount of money. Can't remember who their manager... Oh, no, it's Paco Gemes. I do know who their manager is. He's been there for a little while now. Because he was definitely there last season. But, very tough game. The Southampton game's going to be really interesting. Because they're a team we've had some good success against. Well, in the Championship, we were fairly successful against them. Oh my goodness me. Well, Spurs beat Bournemouth 1-0, which keeps Bournemouth down here. Watford and Everton draw 0-0. They're both kind of mid-table, whatever. Manchester United 7, Aston Villa 1. Yikes! Well, at least it keeps our head above the water. Is that everybody? That's everybody now. Ouch! Villa, what happened there, lads? What on earth happened there? But anyway, that is where we're going to end today's stream. At least we ended on a positive note, and we may have a little gem in the making in Calvinicius. So, thanks everyone that came by, especially towards the beginning of the stream. We got really good support at the start. Thanks to those that have stuck around as well. And hopefully next stream will be a little bit more positive. We've got a positive to build off now. So let's try and be a bit... We'll try and keep a bit more of a level head on it. We got a little bit down today. We're gonna try and level it out. But thanks for coming by. Peace.